Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, guys? Red Mist at the NFC Ninja. We're back. We're back with some Liverpool chit chat. We're talking about the players. It was a season. The season started today. First match of the season was Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge. Damn. Damn, 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 damn. We're super unprepared. No DM. The Lavia, the Caicedo hype, crazy. I don't know. I don't even know where to go with that signing, and it, it it's all mad. I'm kind of unprepared for this, to be honest. I'm kind of unprepared with this whole video. To be fair, I'm just gonna just speak raw and just touch a few points. I don't want it to go on for too long. Maybe 20 minutes to 30 minutes. That I will do my best. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna shoot straight into the teams. Well, the A team, our team, Liverpool FC, my team. I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna put up the squad. And then I'm probably gonna mix and match with maybe the squad that I would have put out. No, first of all, sorry, I'm gonna put my squad there, right? What I think should be the team, right? And then we are gonna go with Klopp's team. And then we're gonna maybe rate the players individually as we talk about them and their performances. Maybe we could talk about whether they should still be there, whether they shouldn't be there, etc., etc., etc. So yeah. Also, I am on Twitter. I got back on the game, got back on the whole tweeting thing. I say Twitter, it's now X. I need to change the little Tweety birds. I noticed that under the post as well, it now says repost and not retweet. Interesting. Anyway, let's get into it. All right. So first of all, obviously, I think I would have chosen Allison. It's a no-brainer, so we put Allison in there. I definitely would have started with Robertson. To be fair, thinking about it now, I probably would have started the same team. Let's just put out the team that was there. So Robertson, left back, Van Dijk, Kanate, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Gakpo. Just to highlight, I always thought McAllister would drop into the 8. I said it about a week ago. It makes no sense. Listen, I've played generally like as a striker or a left or right wing. I'm two-footed. Recently, I've played in more of a midfield role. Kind of dropped back in my later years, and I still play to this day. All right, and I'm sorry, but if you are a midfielder, I'm not saying yet like you can play the DM role as good as maybe the 8 or the 10 or whatever it is, 6 as well as the 8 or the 10 or whatever. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you understand midfield, and the midfield roles are all very similar, right? There's nothing. There's this. Football is a very simple game, right? You had back in the day, you had an attacking midfielder and a defensive midfielder, defensive midfielder, defensive midfielder, defensive midfielder. It was very simple. One went forward, one defended. It's not much different from today, apart from right. There's usually a 3 across the middle because now there's more of a 4-3-3 or a 4-5 or whatever it might be. Then a 4-4-2. 4-4-2 is very rare. So you still have your defensive minded midfielder, but you just have 2 attacking, or vice versa. You have 2 defensive minded and you have 1 attacking. However you want to, wherever you want to apply the strengths of your team. Do you want to apply attacking strengths? You have the 2 attacking midfielders. If you want your side to be more defensive, you have the lesser. You have the more defensive midfielders in there, and 1 attacking midfielder. So then that can sway the way your team feels, whether it's going to be more attacking and more defensive, vice versa, right? So I had no worries in terms of having no DM, right? You also have Thiago and Bajcetic. Yes, they aren't fit, I believe. Yeah, I think next game they'll be fit and ready back in training. But McAllister was always going to play there, right? He was the one that was going to play there. It was inevitable. Do I think long term could McAllister play the DM role? Probably. He'll have to make some adaptations to his game and his style. I don't think he'll play the long time. I think we'll bring in a DM or someone who is more fitted to that position, quicker off the mark, acceleration, probably bigger, more physical, like a Fabinho or a Thuram-esque kind of style player. I don't feel like Lavia. I'm not taking on Lavia personally. I would be happy if we don't bother signing him. Caicedo seems to be best of what's left. Again, I'm not too. I don't know about Caicedo. I don't know. There's a lot of hype about him. I mean, if we were to support him, it is what it is. I ain't gonna be like, oh no, I don't want him. But I don't say I don't want him. I just think maybe there is someone out there, or someone coming through a similar age is probably a hotter prospect. But saying that, his team, he's played in the best league. His team finished, what was it, 6th or 7th or something in the end. And he had a really good season. So does that make him one of the best players in the world in that position? Probably, maybe. I don't know. It's subjective. Would Brighton beat a 3rd division Italian side or sorry, not 3rd division, a 3rd place Italian side? No, sorry, not what am I talking about? Would they beat like a like a 4th or 5th, 6th, 7th place Italian side or French side? Would Caicedo be the difference? Is what I'm trying to say. And I just think there's players. Don't tell me that in Italy there isn't like a, or even Holland or France, there isn't like a DM. We've seen them. Thuram, Kone, we've seen them. I personally, for me, I want a Thuram. I think he's physical. I think he's a ball winner. I think he's scary when he's coming towards you. I feel like he's quick. He's strong. I don't think he's got good injury record. Like, it's barely. He's come from, I think it was Monaco, the same side. Is it Monaco? I can't remember correctly. I can't remember exactly. Sorry. But that would be the same side as Fabinho, where Fabinho come from. Was it Monaco? I think Fabinho came from Monaco. Listen, we're going back 6-7 years or whatever it was, 5, 6, 7 years now. Come on. And so I think his style is probably more fitting of European football as well, as opposed to Fabinho. Although, and we all saw what Fabinho done, how he adjusted. But I think he's more quicker. I think he's a better dribbler. Is he better passer of the ball? I don't know if he's better, but he can definitely, he can definitely get on the ball and control. When I mean best passer of the ball, basic passes, of course he can pass, but can he thread a ball through like we saw today with McAllister out wide to, the quick deep line pass? Can he do that? See, I don't think Fabinho was amazing at doing those balls from deep, those quick hard balls skid along the ground into your forward and boom, they're on the break, or you set them off on the transition, whatever it might be, or like a deep crossfield pass. Maybe he's in DM rows, just won the ball, turns, pushing space and lofts it out wide to Salah or the other foot opposite way to Diaz, or whatever, the quick counter attack. I don't know. So can he do that kind of passing? I'm not sure, but obviously keeping possession, retaining it, recycling, he can do all that. We've seen highlights and stuff like that, and I've watched him in games. I'm a fan of Thuram. I think he fits all the aspects. Could he improve in the DM role? I think any DM we buy, is going to need to improve and get better and better and better in that role. But that only happens with playing games, right? So he's I really want him. I just think yeah. The other thing is I was also thinking about having a DM who isn't necessarily like physical like that, but is really quick. Like a quick DM, because today's game is more about interceptions and reading of play as opposed to being physical and tackling. So I think maybe a nippy, reasonable, 5'10", 6'2" kind of build, but really nippy, really quick in there, moves around, closes gaps really quickly, presses, really fast, and fit. I think is also a good addition. We was linked with some, was it Andrade or something, or Trinidad Andrade? I can't remember. I think, was that the one? I don't know. There was one in Brazilian team that was in their equivalent of Super Cup or whatever it is, or Champions League final. I can't remember. But we was linked with him. But he apparently he was available for like around 40 or something million, but he was in a final or something. I don't know if they won it or he was in a semi-final, and the final would be in like we wouldn't be able to get him until like I think January or something when their season finishes, because that final is at the end of the year, something like that. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. Don't just take it for gospel. But it's something to do with that. I didn't really look into it too tough. But he was another option. He kind of gave me Mascherano vibes, and I looked at him a little bit. I've never seen him play. I'm going to start watching him play. If our links do pick up on him, especially towards if we actually sign him and he's going to turn up in January or whatever. But we needed DM now. But anyway, let me continue with the side. I've sidetracked a little bit. Where were we? So we had Diaz up top, Jota and Salah. Substitutes, we had Kalman, we had Tsimikas, Gomez, Matip, Nunez, Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones, Ben Doak, and James Connell. They were all on the bench. Yes, we had some injuries as well. We did have Thiago and Bajcetic who were also injured. I'm not sure if anybody else is injured, possibly, but they were the main ones I caught wind of that were injured. I think they're actually okay now, to be honest, but we'll just leave that like that for now anyway, because they were the reasons why they weren't in the squad. And as I was saying, in reference to the Caicedo thing, it's very interesting that whole situation. Personally, like I see Chelsea today, right, and I think Chelsea are a very, very good outfit. Right? They look really good. However, I do think that today was 99% energy and desire not to lose. I think that performance, I'll be honest with you, because it's the first game of the season, is probably one of the best performances I think you will see Chelsea play. Just because of the occasion, in front of home fans, brand new team, they did everything in their power to not lose. They have a massive hole, sorry, in the middle of their team, right, where they want to put Caicedo and possibly a backup with Lavia. I think they're only going to get one of those. I'll be surprised if they get both. What they could do, and what a lot of teams do, is they buy the lesser player first. So that would be Lavia. So they sign Lavia, saying that, yeah, we want you to be an integral part of the team. So he signs and they get him on board. Man City do this a lot as well. Man City always do this shit. And then what they do is the bigger player, they go and sign a bigger player. Because if they sign a bigger player first, Lavia's like, hold on a minute, you've just signed Caicedo and he's 130 million or whatever, it's 115. How am I gonna play? I'm not gonna play, so I'm not gonna go there. So what they do is they wrap up the lesser signing first, so he's under contract and he's done. And then they go for the bigger one, right? So what you could see happening is Lavia will go. You can see Lavia going to Chelsea first and then Caicedo following suit. That's if they get both of them. And City do that a lot. They've done it with that the English centre midfielder who's just sitting on the bench. They've done it with him. I know Rodri was already there, but who did he replace? He replaced somebody else that left. And then I think before that there was the Rodwell thing. I can't remember, but City do that. They do that a lot. They sign like a bench player first, and then they sign a big player for that position. So then, they've got a backup and then they've got the main. Because if they want the main one, then the backup's going to be like, I ain't going to play, so why am I going to go and sign? But City are different anyway because they got loads of cash. Same as Chelsea, I guess. It might not be a thing, but I just feel like I see that pattern happen a lot. So keep an eye on that. And I've never known us to do that. We don't seem to do that. We seem to always go for a first team and then try and get a backup, and sometimes it doesn't work or it falls through. I wonder why, because the backup knows he ain't going to play. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So, we also have Thiago and Bajcetic, right? And the problem is I feel like Caicedo, he walks straight into that team, that Chelsea team. Like, and he plays every single game this season if he's fit. I don't think it's that simple of us, because we also have Thiago, although granted he's probably leaving next season or the season after. And we always have Bajcetic, who is here for the long haul. Bajcetic is going to be here and he's going to be around for the long haul. Also, you have Trent, right? They can play in the DM role. Like Trent could play the DM role. Thiago can definitely play the DM role. And also Badgertic can sit in the DM role. But what they'll be doing, they'll be like ball playing DMs, right? And I think out of the three of them, Thiago is the most defensively minded, the nippiest, and obviously he's on the other side of 30. So he's towards the end of his peak now for his career. This is probably his last season, maybe another good season. And the thing is with him, he's injury prone, so you're not going to get loads of games out of him. So you do need that backup. But I just feel like Caicedo, they might be looking at it thinking, rah, they got Badgertic and Thiago. Oh, and McAllister if need be. Not only that, but Trent's there. That is 4 potential DMs that, you know, I could be rotated with. And you know, as Liverpool fans, we're always screaming for rotation. One thing I want Klopp to do is rotate the squad more. So, you know, we could be playing, no disrespect, but Sheffield United and Trent, and he goes with a Trent. He goes with a Trent. He goes with a Thiago, Trent, and fucking, I don't know, McAllister. Right? Thiago on the left, Trent in the DM role, and then McAllister on the right, or whatever you might want to do, whatever three. There seriously is a lot of combinations you can get out of those midfielders, and it'll be a bloody good midfield. So I don't know. Look, I feel like Caicedo is not like, you know, he wants that guarantee, and I think with Chelsea they offer him that. Yes, there are more games. We're in Europa. We potentially challenging, but you know, obviously, well, no, we got European football. Chelsea don't, so that's the extra games are there. They're in the FA Cup. They'll be in the League Cups and all that as well. And obviously, play the same amount of league games. But yeah, so that would be the extra lot of games having Europa. But I just think that's the thing. I think he looks at the team and I think he thinks, wow, like. Oof, that's a lot. But you know, he hasn't. Look, I don't think he said no to us personally. I just think he wants to know which team wants him most and who is willing to really put the money up for him. And I reckon he's happy to go to a majority of the top sides. So I think if you had preferably England, and I think Chelsea have a little bit of an upper hand because they're located in West London, right? And Brighton is literally 45 minutes from London, if that, you know. And so that makes sense for him. Going to Liverpool, he might have to change, you know, a little of what he does, you know. I mean, you can't just drive in the evening, like, you know, finish his football. You can't just drive, you know, to Brighton to see family if they're still there, or they don't move to London as well. I imagine your family just, you know, your immediate family or whoever you're representing or you're around often enough, you just move everybody. You got the money to move everybody, haven't you? You just move and go and live somewhere else for a little while, or however, or you don't. But there is a distance of about, you know, 4 to 6 hours, depending on the day, where if you're going to drive down or whatever. So that is a thing I think could possibly, and he's already based around Brighton, London, so that could be a thing. I'm not gonna lie. The wages is definitely a thing. The wage packet is mad, and a deal. What rumors are 300,000. It's gone up to it's gone up from 240 to now 300,000. Like the rumors, the money just always keeps changing. And on an 8-year contract, it was 6 year before. Now it's 8 year. Does he just want to play for one club? You don't know what. I know a contract doesn't mean you're stuck with that club. But listen, if he's a sick player for them and he blows, you know, other DMs out in the water, and he's, you know, he's going to be, if he's going for 110 million now or 115 now, they're going to want 180 million for him in about 3 or 4 years time if he really, you know, blows up. So you're kind of stuck, you know, if no team wants to pay that for you, you're kind of stuck in your contract. So, and again, you know what, if he turns out to be dross or he can't cut it, well, they're stuck paying him 300 million. So 300,000 a week for 8 years. Win-win for him, I guess. But would he enjoy that? I think if they bring in somebody else, you're just sitting there getting your 300. Everyone says, "Oh yeah, he's getting paid," but you know what? Footballers want to play football. Like I don't care about the money. I feel like they do want to play football, and there comes a time when it's just like, all right, I want to play football now. I need to leave. The money. Like, I've got loads of money. Like, I can live happily ever after, you know. my generations after me, like I'm gonna have, you know, super grandchildren I don't even know, gonna be living off my wages still. So it's not even about that. I want to play ball. This is what I've been put here on earth to do. This is my love. This is my passion. I want to play ball. I want trophies. I want to be Harry Kane. Do you know what I mean? So it's interesting. So I definitely do think there's interest from Liverpool, and I don't think he's afraid to, you know, move to a little bit further out in England. Look, the guy come from Ecuador, god damn it. You know, so he's not scared to, you know, move a few more miles north. Excuse me. So I do think he's interested. We haven't pulled out our agreement with Brighton. So currently, you know, we're sticking with it. I assume we want the player, and the player is interested. I don't think that if he 100% was not interested in playing for us, right, that we would stick with interest. Klopp has always said and stood by the fact that if you don't want to play for Liverpool, we ain't interested. So I do think he wants to play, but obviously there was rumours that he was in negotiations with Chelsea from way back, and we've just come in with this bid and just kind of pushed everything around and messed everything up. Like, he could have even been taken back by that offer, to be honest. Like, oh wow, hold on a minute. You know, I was trying to be loyal to Chelsea, but do they really want me? They're not coming back in with the bid. How much do they want me? Like, Liverpool, I've just been like, right, we want you bad, so this is what we're putting on the table. If they want you more, then they can beat us to it, and fair play, we'll put our hands up to that, you know. And then you can I get the whole loyalty thing from Caicedo, to be honest. I can understand that. Remember, you've also got McAllister there, who, you know, you got McAllister there. He was with you at Brighton as well, you know. I personally, I mean, the pool is a whole new team at Chelsea, which ain't necessarily guaranteed anything, right? And neither Liverpool. But what you do have with Liverpool is you do have, you know, experienced winners in practically every position, you could argue. Like, you know, you got even the players we've brought in. You know, McAllister won the World Cup. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. You know, Szoboszlai has won German cups and leagues. You know, actually, I don't think he won a league. I think he won a few things, cups and stuff like that. I don't think he won a league, did he? Not sure. So we've even brought in players that are winners. But I guess they're kind of, it's a bit weird that then, isn't it? Because, you know, Lavia hasn't won anything and Caicedo hasn't won anything. So, I mean, I'm saying we're bringing in winners, but they still ain't won anything yet. We're linked with them. So, but you kind of understand where I'm going with it. Sort of, maybe. So, yeah, hopefully something's sorted out, and we can get that over the line. But I definitely think he's interested in a move to Liverpool, and I just think that he's kind of thinking about which team wants me more, which team is ready to go hell for leather to bring me in. Where am I going to be wanted, loved, and respected? Because this could be the potential last move of my career, and I just don't want to be rotting on the sideline. And Chelsea, not being funny, they've got, you know, potential to do that to him, haven't they? Like, they could, you know, if this doesn't work out in 2 years' time, Poch could be out the window, you know, like, he could be like be benching. They could bring in the latest, new, hottest, you know, DM on the block in 2 years' time, and Caicedo's on the bench just rotting. It's a very technical. He's very brave if he goes there. Very, very brave decision to go there. I'm not gonna lie, because nothing is solid there. Pochettino, mate, this guy has managed PSG. He got nothing out of them. He done nothing. You had 3 of the best players in the world, Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi, and you done nothing with them. What did you win the league a few times? I don't even know, to be fair. But, and even Tottenham, yes, you got them to one Champions League final. I don't even think, did he win a cup? I think he won a cup with them. A League Cup, did he? I don't even remember. But, you know, Kane still ain't got a trophy all through his tenure. No, so they didn't even win it. I don't even think they won a cup. I honestly can't remember. I don't even know if he won a cup because Kane ain't won a trophy, right? So that's the jab at Kane. So yeah, obviously they didn't win a trophy under Poch at all. He's got a runners-up medal from Champions League, hasn't he? Kane when he lost to Liverpool. So even that as a manager, like you're not really a winner. Like you've not really proved much. You can build a good side. What he did do is build a good Tottenham side, which got Champions League, got to a final. You know, didn't ever challenge for the league. Oh no, with the Leicester, the season Leicester won it. That was their closest, I think, and they bottled it. But he did turn them into, the pride of North London. Like Arsenal weren't up to their level, during that period. So they were the North London's finest then. Now that's swiveled round and Arsenal are back ahead. So I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of questions about Chelsea personally. So if I was Kai said, I've been having really, really, really deep thoughts about my career first and foremost and where I think I will be better off. And it's probably a biased answer, but I just think Liverpool is, even right down to the manager, is loyal, is more loyal, I guess, possibly. Having, in terms of not players, but by, like his job. Like, don't tell me in 2-3 years' time, if we're challenging titles, I'm pretty sure Klopp will probably sign a new contract, even though he's saying he's definitely leaving after this. Like, it's you never know. It just depends on how things move and how he feels. I reckon he probably will leave this time, but who knows, man? Who knows? He can fall in love with this team again, and and he's just winning everything. Certain teams don't have the pull power these days as they used to back in the day. Like Real Madrid, loads of managers always wanted to manage Real Madrid during an era which was just remarkable. But now I don't feel like Madrid is that. The players aren't like that anymore. It's Real Madrid aren't. They have the best players. They have good players, but I don't know, man. Something's not right. And even Barcelona, it's changed. So I think slowly those clubs are losing the desire to manage those clubs. I think managers are using the desire to manage those clubs. A club that a manager would want to go to now is Man City, probably, or it's how I'm saying it is wrong. Like, I don't think that no one wants to manage. Obviously, if Real Madrid come for you, you're going to be like, yeah, I want to manage Real Madrid. What I'm saying is that you're managing a different core of players now from back 20 years ago or 10 years ago. Do you know what I mean? There's no Ronaldo, Portuguese Ronaldo. There's no Brazilian Ronaldo. There's no Zidane. There's no Kaká. Sorry, not Kaká. It was Milan. There's no Raul. There's no real gems. Like what real gem has been born? Like they've Benzema's gone. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm thinking. Maybe that's not true. Maybe I'm just waffling here. Maybe I just don't know. I just feel like the hype around it is slowly dying off. They rotate managers so much that it's a job where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll just wait in line. I'll get my turn to manage Real Madrid. Like, it should be like the Liverpool job is so kind of, not every manager is going to manage Liverpool. Like Chelsea, look how much managers they've had. It's like, who's next in queue? Even Potter's managed them. Like, who's next in queue? Yeah, okay, rotate. There's no prestige to being in the head of that club. There's no love or excitement of being, like, you know what I mean, in charge of that club. Liverpool, we still have that. Like, when you come as a manager, this club and what it means for you to manage it, you need to appreciate that and be grateful that you're sitting in the chair. For Chelsea, it's like, bruh, I just get my wage and piss off. Do you know what I mean? Mourinho went there twice, didn't he? Or whatever it was. I don't know. Like, it's just like I don't know, man. It's just town bike sort of thing. Everyone gets to go on it kind of thing. I don't know. But Liverpool's different, As you see Klopp, 7, 8, 9, 10 years of where he's going to be in charge for, So there's a lot different. There's a lot of difference to it. And I have super strayed off the whole match analysis. Anyway, let's get back to it. But I just like, listen, I like to waffle, I like to talk, I like to just, get out some little thoughts and opinions and views, which you can't always write in comments on YouTube channels. And yeah, so this is why I really started this little thing here. It's not to, take over the world or anything like that. It's just to, anybody interested that wants to leave a message or wants to connect on a real kind of chilled, feel free to leave a comment or jump me or whatever it is. Like if you like what's happening here, you like little diagram screen and whatnot. It's not about trying to make money or be famous or anything like that. I just want to put just a page where I can put my little opinion out there into the little internet world of football. That's all it is. As an LFC supporter. So yeah. That's basically the first 11 and our substitutes and any injuries. Now, in terms of the game, I felt like we started really, really, really good. We started strong. What I wanted to see is I did want to see more of dominance in midfield. I wanted to see more intricate play, more possession in this area here. And I didn't feel like Gakpo, McAllister, and Szoboszlai gave that. I feel like we was kind of bypassing the midfield at times. If I'm being brutally honest. It might have been because Gakpo is not a natural 10 in there. McAllister is not a natural 6, Really and truly, McAllister plays a 10, Szoboszlai in the 8, and then we have our DM in the 6. So maybe that was where the cohesion went a bit crazy, went a bit mad. Don't get me wrong, there was some nice passages of play. I also felt like playing out of the back was a bit of a myth as well. I don't think McAllister did it well enough. He did it well, but he didn't always come and collect it. Not that you always have to come and get it. You want to mix it up. You do want to go wide or down the line, or into the 8 or into the 10. Like, I get it, but I don't know. When I used to see Fabinho and other DMs, they always come to, they're always, building out from the back. And I feel we lack that, which is why we conceded a lot of possession. I put a tweet out on Twitter today saying, like, Gallagher doesn't even play the 6 for Chelsea. And I felt like he was more the 6 today for them, and Enzo was more forward. So my question was, did Gallagher have a better game than McAllister in the 6th position, considering none of them are really 6s, and that McAllister is supposed to be the better of the two? And maybe it's a daft question, but I don't know. I definitely felt like Gallagher was his evens. I felt like Gallagher played as good as McAllister did. Especially in more of I think going forward, McAllister was more effective, obviously, because he plays a 10 or whatever it is. But defensively, Gallagher was around the place more, and he was less effective going forward. And although he did get into some advanced positions at times, so it'll be interesting. I think probably McAllister does edge it as the better player, but he is a better player. But in the 6 role, was he better? Playing the 6, intercepting, playing out? I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure. So yeah, I missed the intricacy there between these guys in the middle. I thought the intricacy with the top 3 was also a bit of a myth, but wasn't really there. I felt down the lines was good. I felt like Gakpo into Diaz, the link up there was good. Robertson, I thought that was good. Robertson had the worst game I think I've seen him ever play in ages, so long. But that's credit to Chelsea, doubling up on the lines, and he was outnumbered on more than one occasion. Maybe that was where Gakpo wasn't filling in quick enough. But they had a tricky midfield, and the thing is, they knew they wasn't strong in the middle of the park, so they played down the sides, which makes complete sense. Us, on the other hand, we had strength in the 6, in McAllister, and we continued to try and play through the middle. But yeah, they was definitely giving us problems down the lines, and that was their strengths. Essentially, I think we was quite comfortable, even though we had a 6 in there. It was Robertson that was getting overrun. Not even old Trent, poor old Trent, or even Trent. You know, maybe partly that was because Szoboszlai doing the Henderson role was just he was fantastic. And he had him backed up, covered him well as got forward, getting forward. Um, maybe it wasn't really the same for Gakpo and Robertson. Although saying that, it's more Diaz's job to help out Gakpo and to help out Robertson. Gakpo squeezes the middle, picks up any players in here. Likewise, Szoboszlai with McAllister dropping in front. So it's usually Diaz and Salah that come back, really. But Salah stays, he's our highest striker, so he always stays like last man. And then Henderson, aka Szoboszlai, does that job there. Unless he has to come inward or whatever it is. But Salah's the only one. But when we had Mane before, Mane would always protect Robertson. And I think that made Robertson look a lot more solid than he actually is. Although, you know, the season's just started and, you know, everyone needs to find their form, I guess. So, and it's a different kind of style. There's different players. The pace is probably a bit different or quicker. You know, we're going to have 3 new midfielders who've got full of energy. So they want their ball moved quicker. They want to move it quicker. They're up and down. So maybe it's just about these Robertson catching up with how the game moves quick again now. Or maybe he as a player is slowing down a bit. Maybe he's sort of burnt out from, you know, maybe he's past his peak. Who knows? What is he, 26, 25, 26, 27 this year? I don't know, something like that. I feel like at times we are kind of slow. I think Konate is definitely like quick, but not the quickest. Van Dijk, it was a great performance today. I do think Konate had a better performance than him. And I feel like Konate looked miles faster than Van Dijk today. But Van Dijk is a different kind of defender. He's not your defender that, you know, last-ditch tackles. He kind of keeps himself out of those situations by dealing with it before it gets to those stages, which is why he's such an excellent defender. But yeah, him being captain, I think is a good thing because I think he needs to know as captain, he has to be very consistent and he has to perform every match to the best he can, which is awesome. I think he needed that, and I think Klopp recognised that. Big season for him. Free of injury. So I think hopefully his mind's over that now, and he can try and find that form from a few seasons ago. Yeah, Szoboszlai is my favourite. I watched one game today. The guy's he's special. He is special. He's gonna do some mad shit. He's gonna do some amazing stuff. The way he plays, I love it. I'm praying he is our KDB. I'm praying he's our KDB. Praying, just he's wicked. The runway just, like, you know, took out 3-4 men in the beginning of the match. Sexy, so sexy. I think McAllister in this 10 will be boss. He did have some nice stuff he was doing today. You know, in between a couple, you know, midfielders that are pressing him, creates a space, plays the ball out wide or whatever it was. Yeah, Gakpo didn't have one of the best games, but playing out of position. Isn't a midfielder, he's more of a left-sided attacker or central. Asked to do a job in there, probably because of his physicality, building energy, get up and down. Again, first game of the season, I think he was fine. I think he'd done enough. Yeah, but again, I would have preferred someone else in there had we had that choice and then played him instead of Jota. I still prefer Diaz, Gakpo and Salah for the front three. Jota just doesn't, I don't know, I feel like Jota gets scared in big games. He kind of bottles it. Like, the lesser teams, I don't even know, because big teams, he turns up against big teams sometimes. I don't know what it is with him. I don't know. I feel like he's just better when he comes on. Whether I don't know, man, is he questioning his own ability or something? He just doesn't live up to. The thing is, it's there as well. His skill, his ability is right there. You can see it. He could just be a hell of a lethal striker, but there's just something that holds him back and it messes him up, messes with him. And I don't know what it is. Don't know. Diaz, I thought Diaz was good today. I thought he was good. Got the goal. Could have helped Robbo out a bit more defensively. Could have probably even taken on that their right winger, their right wing back, or whatever it is, the guy with the little plaits, played right centre back for them. I really think Diaz should have had more of a crack at him, because he signed for them last season and he ain't even been playing. This is the first game, I think, debut game, whatever, debut game in the league. Like, Diaz should have been trying to rip him the new one the whole match. Sorry. So I was a bit disappointed with that. And then when he did score, he got around him. That's my whole point. And he should have done that more, but he never. You know, we should have gone down that left far more than just keep going down to Salah. But Jota, iffy, not sure, don't know about that. Salah started strong, man. But I feel like Salah's got 60 minutes of energy in him now, and then he kind of fades away. Frustrated that he got taken off. Well, he was, not me. I've always said he should be taken off more often, to be honest. I think Salah, 80 minutes most, and then you bring on Ben Doak now. He needs somebody up his ass. He needs some Doak up his ass just to give him a little boot. And yeah, I don't think his reaction was great as well, because, you know, reacting like that, you look at Doak and Doak's probably sitting there thinking, oh shit, I've gone and pissed off Salah now. Do you know what I mean? Or you know, or is that my fault? You know, it's not his fault at all. Of course it's not. But you can't react like that. And it was because of the rumour is it's because of the whole scoring in every Premier League start whole thing, like records. But stop being so selfish, bro. Like, who scores every single game of every season? I know you have currently, but there's going to be a season when that ends. You know, if you weren't this season, it'll probably be next season. You're not the same level you was back then. You're playing a top side first game of the season. You know, you're not playing against Sheffield United or Norwich or anybody like that. Yeah, and that's probably half the reason why you even have that record anyway. Because if you probably played a United first game of the season, or a team that's going to be tough, or even like a Brighton or something, whatever, where it might be a 1-1 or a 0-0 or close, you might not even score. So you need to just stop it. Just stop. Behave yourself. You're a big man, but you're in bad shape, right? So behave yourself. So yeah, quickly, Alisson, for all the opportunities and for possession and stuff, I don't even think really did too much. He made a couple big saves, I think. But then so did Sanchez as well, and we hit the bar. I think I'll give Alisson I think he was solid, to be fair. I'll give him a nice 8.5. I think Kanate was... I'm going to give him an 8.5 as well. I think Van Dijk was an 8. Robertson, I'm going to go with like a 4. Maybe a 5. I thought he was... No, about 4. I think it was below average, for sure. Trent... Was the goal down to him? Nah, I think that header is just headed back into the box, and Van Dijk kind of looks behind him, and then someone's there. You know, that another time that defenders ran back in it to try and defend, and he's not even there. He just happens to be done some weird sliding thing, kind of caught the ball. Alisson in two minds what direction to dive. Kind of spins, and then it's going wide, and then it bounces, and then spins back in and goes inside the post. Another day that spins the other way and hits the post and goes on the outside of the goal. So I don't know. I don't think it's his fault. I think he played really well today. We didn't really see the inside coming inside much more in the first half. I think I'll give him like a 7.5. Yeah, 7.5. McAllister, Macca, Big Mac, Mr. Mac, Mr. Macadee. Not even a DM 10, playing a DM role. Thought it was good in there. Few moments where he was a bit meh. But I cut him some slack. I think I'll go for probably a 7. Ooh. No, I'll go for a 7.5. The same as Trent. Yeah, go for a 7.5. Szoboszlai, I thought Szoboszlai was excellent today. Didn't give the ball away. I think I can count the amount of times he lost the ball. Really helped out Trent defensively. Doing that Henderson role to a T so far, first game. I would say I would give him an 8.5. Give him an 8.5. Kakpo, unfortunately, he wasn't really Gakpo today, but again, another player playing out of position. So I would say, I would say, I'd say probably a 6. Yeah, I'll go for about 6. Plenty more in him to show us, and I think when he goes into his normal position, his false 9, we'll see that definitely. Jota, probably the same as Gakpo, really. I go for a 6. Very sometime-ish. Didn't really get into the game, I don't think. Couple of touches let him down. He smashed the shot. Szoboszlai in the early minutes, dribbling through past 3-4 man, and he wanted to crack it, and then Jota got in the way and took the shot and skied it over the bar. That was really annoying. But yeah, I think I'll give him the same as I give him a 6, definitely. Diaz, I thought Diaz was really good. I think it was good. Excuse the sirens. Someone's about to get their ass arrested. I'm gonna go for probably like a 7.5 for Diaz. Could have been a bit better. Should have taken on their right centre back way more. Caused more problems. Yeah. Great goal, great finish, slided in. Salah assist. Which moves me on to Salah. I thought he was good in the first half, maybe the first 30 minutes, 35 minutes. After that, kind of disappeared out of the game. Although the dynamics of the game changed. I think Chelsea tweaked a few things. He was against the Kosh for quite a while. He kind of disappeared out of it after that through ball. His goal was taken very, very well. Assist was Trent. I think Trent had got the assist there. Obviously, it was marked offside, so it wasn't given. So that was unlucky. Whereas he would have got his goal and he would have gone off smiling. Probably would have won actually. But yeah, and also the offsides were both offsides. Even the Harvey Barnes goal was clear offside. I don't even think you need lines for that one. The Salah one was a bit more techie. I thought maybe that might have been given, but in the end it was offside. Both of them was offsides. The Jackson penalty decision, that was not a penalty. He had little T-Rex arms. His arms weren't coming out or anything. Ball came towards his hand. Nah, I don't think that's been a penalty. I'd have been very harsh on Chelsea. Although I would have taken the penalty, obviously. If it meant we take the 3 points, I would have happily, taken that. But I think it's fair. I think all the decisions were right. I think the referee was all right. New rules as well. Kicking the ball away, stuff like that. You're gonna get yellow card straight. Or giving a little signal. I think it was McAllister, he asked for yellow, or was it Szoboszlai? I don't know. And then they got booked themselves, and then I don't even think the Chelsea guy got booked. I can't remember. But yeah, Salah was. I think that Salah was alright. I think I'll give him. He got the assist. Was he? I think he was kind of the same as Diaz. Really, I don't think any of them were really amazing. They just had moments. He got the assist. Diaz finished it. If Salah's goal had stood, I probably would have given him like a 9 or something, 8.5. But I think maybe it's probably a bit better than Diaz. Maybe, I don't know. Diaz got 7, maybe 7.57. I don't know. You can choose what you want to give him. 7.57. I don't really mind. But yeah, and then the substitutions. What substitutions did we make? We took off. I can't even remember. I can't remember. Darwin Núñez came on, didn't he? For Jota. Darwin Núñez came on for Jota. Diaz came off for who did Diaz? I know Harvey Elliott came on. We need to update Harvey Elliott's picture. But he came on in midfield, Harvey Elliott, didn't he? So that would have been for Gakpo. And then Diaz came off for Doak. Salah came off for Doak. He played on the right. And then Curtis Jones. He played on... Was it there? I feel like it was more this, to be honest. I think it was this. Yeah, I think it was that. Because I feel like I remember seeing Harvey Elliott in and around here quite a lot in this top left corner. Oh, excuse me. Oh, what are we doing? What's going on there? Bro. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I feel like he was up there a lot doing a little sort of link-up play with Jones and Nunes there. But what I will say though is when Jones came on in midfield, we started to pass the ball around a lot more. We started to play a lot. We gained possession a lot. If you're looking like the last, I think it's like 75 to 85th minute, we was dominating possession in and around this area again. And that's what I liked. So maybe Jones is the shout to start next game if we don't have Bajcetic or Thiago fit. Otherwise, I'd go Thiago in the DM, and then I'd have McAllister in the Jones position. And then when Thiago tires out, maybe take off Thiago and then drop McAllister in there and then bring on Jones. Or maybe even try Jones in there. Depends. The next game should be a comfortable win. We're at home. I think trying Jones in there, DM position, would be interesting. I don't think he's DM quality. I don't think that's him. But yeah, I think it would be good to see. Just good to see. Obviously let's be winning 2 or 3-0 so we can have a comfortable look at how he gets along. But yeah, that's what I did like when these 3 were in there. They bossed it. They bossed it a little bit. Was there any other substitutions, or was that just the one? Ben Doak came off. Harvey Elliott came on. No, Ben Doak, Elliott, Jones, Nunes came on. Nunes, Jones. Yeah, that was it. There was 4 substitutions. So you can have 5 subs now, right? We didn't use the 5th one. Salah coming off for Ben Doak. That was hilarious. I don't know what Salah's issues are there. Well, we have gone through that actually. Thing is, Ben Doak came on and won the ball back as well from Colwill. Is it Colwill or who was the left back? Can't remember the left back now. What's his name? Oh God, what's his name? Chilwell. We won the ball back from one of them anyway, and then we nearly stole it. And then there was the mistake from Sanchez. And then I think whose pass was it? Was it McAllister's pass? Or someone's pass into Nunes, and Nunes miscontrolled it. A lot of people say the pass wasn't very good. I think the control was where it went wrong. He should have controlled that better. Do you know what I mean? Just control that and then swing around with the left, bang in the corner. He should have scored. Should have done better with the control. But yeah, a lot of people were blaming the pass and the pass weren't good enough. No, I don't think it was that. I think it was his control. But hey, goes both ways. I thought Elliott was very energetic when he came on. No faults with him. Bit more energy. Well, no, I you know what? These two, I'll give them a solid 6.5. They both came on. They were solid. I think all of the subs really. Curtis Jones was good. Came on, got that cohesion going in the middle of the park again. I give him a 6.5. And then Nunes, I even think Nunes had like a chance or two, didn't he? A chance and a half or something like that. And then the shot, which took the deflection and went wide, that shot was going straight in the top bin, man. That shot. Oof. We had the Van Dijk shot as well, which nearly curled him. We had chances, man. We had some good chances. I like the fact we're shooting a bit more from outside the box too, as well. I like that. We never used to do that. We always tried to play and fucking get into the 6-yard box and like try and score tapping, which is so infuriating. But yeah, so no, I think all the subs, I'm gonna give them a flat 6.5. They was all good. We came on and they held it, Yeah. What else is there? Is there anything else to say? Not sure. I think that's it. I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, on to the next game. I would try and do more of these, but it just depends on the feedback. And I'll probably do the big games. If I got time, I'll do it. I really enjoyed the game today, and I felt like I wanted to talk more about it. So hopefully we can continue. I've got a lot of things happening in my life as well. So I don't know how often this will be, but I would try and do all the big games. So like the top 8, even maybe the top 8 now. Even like the top 8 from last season, we could probably do Villa, do Tottenham, Villa, United, Chelsea, all the big guns, Arsenal. And then if we have like a really good match against a lower team, maybe we're like 6-0 off. I don't know, a nice score line, 4-1, 4-0, 5-1, whatever it might be. Or if it's just a generally good match and I enjoyed it, I think I might do it. If I see the support coming in the comments and people engaging a bit more, I know it's probably not going to have many views this video because I'm not really in the algorithm. Then I'll probably do more. So I do like chatting. I did do a few last season, but I just got too busy. Just couldn't fit in, couldn't keep it up. Hopefully this season I can try and keep it up a bit more. I used to do the editing and stuff as well, but it was just got too much. So I'm just going with raw, uncut, talk, chat. So we will make mistakes when we're speaking. It is what it is. I am human. It does happen. But anyway, guys, girls, ladies and gentlemen, people of all ages, I've been Red Mr. FC Ninja. You can catch me on the good old X. I can't get down with that. So I'm just going to say Twitter, because we all know that it's Twitter. Fuck it, it's Twitter. You can catch me on Twitter. So until next time, hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you soon. Take it easy. You never walk alone. Latest.